Namu Buddha Abu Wangnambo Namu Dharma Abu Wangnimbo Namu Sungha Abu Wangnimbo Homage to all the Buddhas who are present in their glory at this assembly. Homage to the Dharma which is present in its glory at this assembly. Homage to all the Sangha who are present in their glory at this assembly. Namu Buddha Abu Wangnimbo Namu Dharma Abu Wangnimbo Namu Sungha Abu Wangnimbo
Thank you, brother. So we'll start with our usual 15 minutes of seated meditation tonight. And remain silent and you sink into a realm of shadows. Speak and you fall into a deep pit. Try and you're as far away as sky from earth. Give up and you'll never attain. let's chant the Gatha on opening the sutras. This Dharma, incomparably profound and minutely subtle, is rarely encountered, even in hundreds of thousands of millions of ages. Now we see it, hear it, hold and maintain it. May we completely realize the true mind of all Buddhas. All right. Relax. Sit comfortably. Pull up your favorite pillow. So tonight's talk is the result of a conversation that a couple of us had recently and some observations and looking up what might exist in the canon about these observations. So, I think, therefore, I am scared. There are certain things that the Buddha has said that all beings are afraid of. All beings tremble at the thought of death, for example. That's one of my favorite ones. Just because you can whip it out anytime you need to justify veganism or vegetarianism. But we're all afraid of death in one way or another. When confronted with it, there's a certain revulsion to it, I think. One of my old sanghas, the teacher there once asked, what is it that's the one thing that a human being can't imagine? And the answer was, the world without me in it. Even if you think back to, historical times or whatever, there's always that me floating around, hovering, sort of, looking over everything. The future after we're, supposedly dead. We're still kind of there hovering, looking at the funeral. So, yeah, that's what they think of me, eh? Ha! So, illness. I don't think any of us is really looking forward to getting sick. Right? Sometimes it's more pronounced as a fear than others. There was this thing that started in 2020 that I think warranted a fair amount of legitimate fear. Like, take precautions, maybe you won't get sick kind of thing. The fact that, people died from this thing that started in 2020, brother-in-law of mine included, sort of, it was time to take evasive action because we fear death. We fear sickness. There's some other things that we fear. They usually involve loss. Loss of loved ones, loss of shelter, food, housing, money in general. It's all drummed into us to be afraid about losing that kind of stuff. And there's also this pervasive, I guess you could call it angst, which is just a crazy German way of saying fear. That there's something going on and we don't know quite what it is, and we don't know quite how it's going to work out. But the 2020s seem to be roaring, growling, and howling a lot more than the roaring 1920s did somehow. And there's that baseline of anxiety, of discomfort. Going back to another old teacher, and I've talked about this before, there's the question, what does a great bodhisattva have to stand on? And of course, when asked that, I went through the usual litany of noob responses of this shore, that shore, the Dharma, the Three Jewels, probably a number of other things, none of which were acceptable answers. The acceptable answer was, what does the great bodhisattva have to stand on? Nothing. And that's where we are right now and always. We like to think that the routines and habits that we have give us some sort of comfort, give us some sort of solidity. But that can all change in an instant. We can take refuge in the Buddha, we can take refuge in the Dharma, and we can take refuge in the Sangha. But that's not going to alleviate all the issues that we might have that are based in fear. Avalokiteshvara saw all 5 skandhas as empty and was saved from suffering and distress. All these things that are providing us with this pervasive angst these days are all subject to causes and conditions, yes? And what characterizes things that are subject to causes and conditions? Shunyata, right? Emptiness. So all these fears we have of all these things are all subject to emptiness. They're characterized by emptiness. They're changing every day from moment to moment, changing. What seemed like the worst thing in the world last week may get trumped by the worst thing in the world next week. We'll look back on that one from a week ago fondly. Say, back in the good old days. And that's not to say that realizing that all these phenomena are empty is necessarily going to provide any solace like that. I own an old home. It's like 125 years old, which in some places in the world is not considered even remotely old. But this one's pretty old. And ever since I've lived here and had to start fixing things, there's always been this baseline, this pervasive, what's gonna happen next? I just had 3 chimneys replaced. If you had asked me a year ago, hey, you're gonna need some new chimneys, what do you think about that? I would have said, what? No, you're tripping. So there's that sort of baseline of, yeah, something's gonna come up here. I don't know what it is, but I know it will happen. And we can say that about everything. Our entire world is going to need a new roof and new chimneys at some point or another. At some point or another, we're all going to get sick, unemployed, hungry, homeless, some varying degree of any or all of them, except for the death thing. That's pretty much a given. We have nothing to stand on. Waking up at the same time every morning, eating breakfast at the same time every morning, so on and so forth throughout our day may seem somewhat comforting, but oversleep that one morning. Don't have that bread to make toast with. It all sort of unravels. So, back to our friend Avalokiteshvara. The Bodhisattva depends on prajna paramita, and the mind is no hindrance. Without any hindrance, no fears exist. Okay, so if you were to extrapolate from that, the mind is the hindrance. Without a hindrance, no fears exist. So, ergo, and since this is a quasi-Cartesian talk anyway, I can use the word ergo, mind creates fear. Our perceptions are the basis of our fears. Like I said, what was seemingly the worst thing in the world last week is now looked upon fondly because there's been something new this week that puts it to shame. Has the event changed any? No. Our perception of it has. The feeling we have about it, maybe even the name we give to it, has changed. The event is the event. Whatever we call it, however we think about it, doesn't matter. The event doesn't care. The event is just the event. And the fact that we try and delineate these events is really kind of arbitrary. I mean, it's like most things don't have an on-off switch, right? Even death doesn't have an on-off switch to it. There's, sort of a slope to it, Some organs might fail, other ones are still going. You could be, quote unquote, brain dead, and the rest of the body is still going. So Very few things have this slice between thing and not thing or other thing. So we're creating in our minds entities, things, dharmas that are really kind of fuzzy around the edges. They're not really, very delineated. They're not in little boxes. Now, I know this is all very, very uplifting, and gee, I can't wait to look forward to knowing why I have that pervasive feeling of doom. That's not the point of this talk. The point is that when we see all these things as empty, even if it's just intellectually, even if we have to try and talk ourselves into it, it can bring a bit of relief. It won't make fear necessarily disappear. It won't make the things that cause us to have fear disappear. Even though they're empty. It's like, yeah, prove that. What it can do is give you a little perspective. And that's how it's worked with me with this house, is that, yeah, I know the shoe is gonna drop. I know something's gonna happen. But because I know something's going to happen, it gives me a little bit of solace and a little preparation, you might even say. It kind of smooths things out a little bit to the point where I can have some degree of equanimity about it. It's like, I know the other shoe is going to drop. Shoe drops. Okay. Didn't know what it was going to be specifically, but I knew it was going to happen. So I'm not like manic and frantic and panicking, hair on fire. We have nothing to stand on. There is no solid ground. There never is, there never was, there never will be. What's the one thing we can count on? Is that everyone else has that same waiting for the other shoe to drop, pervasive fear, angst, discomfort, and our job is to help them get through that. I think, therefore, I am maybe not as scared as I previously was. Okay, so let us proceed with another 15-minute period of meditation. Those of superior faculties and great wisdom get the point right off the bat. Guidance doesn't mean gum beating and lip flapping. Truly awakened people with clear eyes would just laugh. The great masters of India and China only met mind to mind. From the first, there was never any mind to attain. But if you make a rationale of mindlessness, that is the same as having a certain mentality. Let's chant the Heart Sutra. Mahaprajna Paramita Hridaya Sutra Avalokiteshvara Bodhisattva, when practicing deeply the Prajna Paramita, perceives that all five skandhas are empty and is safe from all suffering and distress. Shariputra, form does not differ from emptiness. Emptiness does not differ from form. That which is form is emptiness. That which is emptiness form. The same is true of feelings, perceptions, impulses, consciousness. Shariputra, all dharmas are marked with emptiness. They do not appear or disappear, are not tainted or pure, do not increase or decrease. Therefore in emptiness no form, no feelings, perceptions, impulses, consciousness, no eyes, no ears, no nose, no tongue, no body, no mind, no color, no sound, no smell, no taste, no touch, no object of mind, no realm of eyes, and so forth, until no realm of mind consciousness, no ignorance, and also no extinction of it, and so forth, until no old age and death, and also no extinction of it, no suffering, no origination, no stopping, no path, no cognition, also no attainment, with nothing to attain. The Bodhisattva depends on Prajna Paramita, and the mind is no hindrance. Without any hindrance, no fears exist. Far apart from every perverted view, one dwells in nirvana. In the three worlds, all Buddhas depend on Prajna Paramita and attain Anuttara Samyak Sambodhi. Therefore know that Prajna Paramita is the great transcendent mantra, is the great bright mantra, is the utmost mantra, is the supreme mantra, which is able to relieve all suffering and is true, not false. So proclaim the Prajna Paramita mantra. Proclaim the mantra which says Gate Gate Para Gate Parasamgate Bodhisvaha Gate Gate Para Gate Parasamgate Bodhisvaha Gate Gate Para Gate Parasamgate Bodhisvaha. And let's do the loving kindness meditation. May I be well, happy, and peaceful. May no harm come to me. May no difficulties come to me. May I have a calm and peaceful mind. May I have patience, insight, courage, and compassion in meeting the challenges of life. May my parents be well, happy, and peaceful. May no harm come to them. May no difficulties come to them. May they have a calm and peaceful mind. May they have patience, insight, courage, and compassion in meeting the challenges of life. May my teachers be well, happy, and peaceful. May no harm come to them. May no difficulties come to them. May they have a calm and peaceful mind. May they have patience, insight, courage, and compassion in meeting the challenges of life. May family members and relatives be well, happy, and peaceful. May no harm come to them. May no difficulties come to them. May they have a calm and peaceful mind. May they have patience, insight, courage, and compassion in meeting the challenges of life. May friends and acquaintances be well, happy, and peaceful. May no harm come to them. May no difficulties come to them. May they have a calm and peaceful mind. May they have patience, insight, courage, and compassion in meeting the challenges of life. May unfriendly people and my enemies be well, happy, and peaceful. May no harm come to them. May no difficulties come to them. May they have a calm and peaceful mind. May they have patience, insight, courage, and compassion in meeting the challenges of life. May unknown persons be well, happy, and peaceful. May no harm come to them. May no difficulties come to them. May they have a calm and peaceful mind. May they have patience, insight, courage, and compassion in meeting the challenges of life. May all beings, with form and without form, visible, invisible, born or coming to birth, large and small, from the highest realm of existence to the lowest, be well, happy, and peaceful. May no harm come to them. May no difficulties come to them. May they have a calm and peaceful mind. May they have patience, insight, courage, and compassion in meeting the challenges of life. And we will do our dedications of merit. I've got a couple of people to mention, and then I'll open it up for anyone else. All sentient beings are one seamless body and pass quickly from birth to death. We remember those who cared for us and are gone. Those who are ill, those who are at war, who are hungry and who are in pain, may they heal and have peace. We especially dedicate our service to Myoshin Tom Jones, Brian Unger, Brad, Mike Gingy Wood, Sienna Wood. And would any of you like to add someone in?
Cheryl
Oscar.
and Frank.
Melintha, who was yours?
Oscar.
Anyone else?
My Lynn fan.
Anyone else?
One for Palestine, all those in prison, and my brother White Bear. Thank you.
Any others?
Dedication to all 8 billion and counting of our brothers and sisters and all the countless and nameless animals within the world.
All beings in the 10 directions, subject to the greed, hatred, and delusions of themselves and others. All Buddhas throughout space and time, all honored ones, Bodhisattva, Mahasattvas, wisdom beyond wisdom, Mahaprajna Paramita. And let's recite our faith and practice vow. I will never retreat and will be firm in my mind in this correct Dharma. I will escape from the samsaric cycle of birth and death and definitely will see my original face. I will be sure to inherit the life of insight of the Buddha and save all sentient beings. Brother Hangdal.
The spiritual source shines clear in the light. The branching streams flow on in the dark. Infinite realms of light and dark convey the Buddha mind. Birds and trees and stars and we ourselves come forth in perfect harmony. We practice and recite this for all beings and grateful thanks to our many guides along the way.
And we'll cite the 4 great Bodhisattva vows. Sentient beings are numberless. We vow to help them all. Delusions are countless. We vow to see through them all. Opportunities to awaken are infinite. We vow to embrace them all. The Buddha way is endless. We vow to embody it. Life and death are of supreme importance. Time passes swiftly by and opportunities to awaken are easily lost. Strive to realize your true nature and do not squander your time by night or day.